If you're saving money in America and still feel like you're falling behind, you're not imagining it. You're doing what you were told to do. You're saving, you're being careful, you're avoiding risky moves. And yet, life keeps getting more expensive. That's not because you're bad with money. It's because saving cash no longer works the way people think it does in the United States. Today, I want to explain why this is happening, why it hits Americans especially hard, and what actually works instead, without gambling, hype, or unrealistic advice. What most Americans mean by saving. When Americans say they're saving money, they usually mean one thing: money sitting in a checking account, a savings account, or maybe a money market account. In other words, cash. Cash feels safe because the number doesn't go down. You can see it. You can touch it. You can access it instantly. But here's the problem. Money isn't just a number. It's purchasing power. And cash is quietly losing that power every year. The part people don't see: purchasing power. There are two values to money: the balance you see on your screen and what that balance can actually buy. Inflation slowly pulls those two apart. If prices rise 3% a year, your money buys about 25% less after 10 years. At higher inflation, it's even worse. Nothing looks broken. Your account balance stays the same, but your lifestyle becomes more expensive. That's why people feel like they're running in place. Why this is worse in the United States. This problem exists everywhere, but it's especially painful in America. First, most U.S. savings accounts pay less than inflation, often much less. Second, the biggest expenses for Americans rise faster than average inflation: housing, healthcare, education, insurance. Third, wages usually move last. Prices go up first, paychecks catch up later, if they catch up at all. So even responsible savers slowly lose ground, not because they failed, because the system changed. So if cash performs poorly long-term, why do people keep so much of it? Because cash solves emotional problems. Cash feels stable. It reduces anxiety. It creates the illusion of control. And to be clear, cash is not bad. You absolutely need it. But cash has a very specific role. And when you use it outside that role, it quietly works against you. The real job of cash. This matters. Cash is not a wealth-building tool. Cash is a shock absorber. Its job is to protect you from emergencies, job loss, unexpected expenses, short-term uncertainty. That's it. Cash buys time, and time gives you options. But cash is not designed to protect your future purchasing power over decades. Asking cash to do that is like asking a parked car to win a race. How saving cash makes people fall behind. Saving cash doesn't make people feel poorer right away. It makes them fall behind quietly. House prices rise, healthcare costs rise, education costs rise, assets rise. Cash doesn't. So people say, "I did everything right, but I'm still behind." They didn't waste money. They just left it standing still for too long. This is not about risky behavior. At this point, some people assume the solution is to take big risks. It's not. This is not about day trading, crypto speculation, or trying to get rich fast. That's gambling, and most people lose. The real solution is much simpler and much less exciting. What actually works instead? The solution is structure, not risk. It starts with giving every dollar a specific job. Step 1. Keep cash, but only for safety. Every American should have an emergency fund, typically 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. This money is not for growth, it's not for returns. Its only purpose is stability. When something goes wrong, you don't panic. You don't rely on credit. You don't derail your life. Once that job is done, cash has done its part. Step 2. Stop using cash for long-term goals. Money meant for the future should not sit idle. If the goal is retirement, long-term security, or maintaining purchasing power, cash is the wrong tool. Over long periods, cash almost always loses value after inflation. That's not opinion, that's arithmetic. Step 3. Use long-term, boring growth. Historically, broad ownership of productive assets has done one thing reliably over time. It keeps up with inflation and often exceeds it. Not every year, not smoothly, but over decades. This is why pensions, retirement systems, and large institutions don't sit in cash. They rely on diversification, time, and patience, not prediction, not constant action. Step 4. Time matters more than smartness. Most Americans don't lose because they're not smart enough. They lose because they stay idle too long. Consistency beats timing. Patience beats activity. Trying to outsmart the system usually fails. Participating in it long enough usually doesn't. Why this feels unfair. Older generations could save cash and still move forward. That's why the advice feels confusing. The rules changed quietly. Money lost value faster, costs rose faster, and the old playbook stopped working. The real takeaway: saving money is not wrong. Saving only cash in a system built on inflation is the mistake. The goal isn't to be aggressive. The goal is not to stand still while everything else moves. Cash for emergencies, growth for the future. That's not gambling, that's adapting. If this helped you understand why doing the right thing hasn't been working, subscribe. Because personal finance isn't about chasing returns. It's about not slowly falling behind without realizing it.